Alright, pro tip. If you ever want to drink in public, just put your alcohol in a shaker. Because then you could drink on the sidewalk and everybody just thinks you're being healthy. This is straight vodka. Don't ever say I never taught you nothing. Happy Pride! What's up everybody, welcome back to another episode of MikeMGTV, and this is another segment of Bar Talk, an uncensored conversation just like you would have with somebody at a bar. It's still Pride Month! Insert gay music!
Red, orange, yellow, green, and blue.
As you may or may not have noticed, this month I'm highlighting all queer content on my channel. I originally did this to give my liver a break, and I have continued to drink in every video. Anyway, it's fresh. Today I wanted to talk about something that may be uncomfortable for some. I want to talk about gay firsts. Now this might not be uncomfortable for Gen Z kids because you guys have the luxury of being more out and comfortable than I feel like the older generation. The fact that I have to refer to myself, a millennial, as an older generation, I kind of want to... And I'm not speaking for all of you Gen Z kids. I know there's plenty of people out there who still struggle constantly day to day with who they are. But for the most part, we've made progress! I am able to come on YouTube and remind everybody to douche. You don't have to learn it the hard way after eating a burrito. Gay firsts were always a sore subject for me because I never got to talk about them with anyone. I never got to have that first kiss with a boy and go home and tell all my friends and family about it and gush for a little bit. I didn't get to be giddy and excited about it. I had to get it over with and hope that no one found out about it. That's kind of how most of my gay firsts went. Either I was embarrassed by it, or it was done in secret, or it would just call me an insane amount of shame. And I would just hope that it was a phase. It's crazy how I used to hope it was a phase. Like, it's crazy how I used to be so ashamed of who I am, and now I wouldn't want to be anything else. Like, I love the fact now that I am able to be physically and emotionally attracted to everyone, no matter what your gender or sexuality is. Not saying that there's anything wrong with something like heterosexuality, but to me that would, be so boring. So today, I want to do something that I missed out on. Not you, baby, not you, I'm sorry. I want to talk about my gay first. I probably have mentioned it somewhere, whether it's on my podcast with Mac or in some video in the past, but I can't ever fully recall it. So today, that is what we're doing. I'm gonna break this table. I got a new table, guys. I got a new table. This one is gray because I always slam shit down on the table and the other one broke. And look at this thing. Look, I got a monitor. See, you could see you. YouTubeception. Look, say hi, everybody. Hi. I can make sure I'm not blurry anymore because it's right here and I can actually see it. This is thanks to you guys because you started watching my videos and sharing them, so I was able to afford this. So, you want them to be better, keep on keeping on, motherfucker, let's go. Okay, baby, you go right here. Daddy's gotta go back to work, but you just keep doing your thing. You keep being great. Who was your first gay crush? That's a great question. And this is where sexuality gets confusing, especially for me, as somebody who doesn't just identify as gay. I know, calm down comments, contrary to popular belief. I never had crushes in my real life on other boys when I was growing up. I only exclusively had crushes on other girls. So if I try to think back to the first man or boy to titillate my loins, it would probably have to be Jack Dawson. Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic. I mean, come on. I was 5 when I saw that movie for the first time. First of all, my parents, why did you do that to me? And I remember everybody freaking out when Rose showed her tits. And I was more like, that's a really pretty drawing. I thought he was so fine. I thought he was, ooh, Leonardo DiCaprio, my guy. My attraction went from Leonardo DiCaprio to Zac Efron real quick. I would still let Leonardo DiCaprio hit it. That man ages like a fine wine, and we all know I love wine. But if I were to think back to the first time I ever looked at a man and went, oh yeah, I like that, it would probably be in the Spice World movie. Just make it gayer. You know, there's a scene in Spice World the movie where they're performing a concert, and then all the dancers turn around to reveal that they're in assless chaps. And if you know, you know. That is the first time I ever remember being like, yeah, I like that, ooh. The Spice Girls turned me gay. Illuminati confirmed, they are the gay agenda. First time you knew you were gay. Or the first time like I knew it. Like the first time I didn't think it was just like a phase. Cause I remember I used to watch gay porn and be like, I just like this cause it's taboo. I like this cause everybody says I shouldn't. First time I knew I was gay. It has to be when I think he was a monster, so. The first time I ever really felt something for a guy. And it wasn't just physical. It was like, you make me feel like I have air in my lungs, and when you're not here, it feels like I can't breathe. Like, if a boy makes you feel like that, you're not straight, you know? First gay role model. Who is my first gay role model? Who is my first gay role model? Who did I know was gay? Scar, Jafar, Ursula, every Disney villain ever. Who is my first first gay role, have I ever had a gay role model? I don't think I had a gay role model. Sailor Moon? Does that can Sailor Moon be your first gay role model? Because then she was. I may have a lot of ifs, ands, or buts to say about the anime itself, but those bitches fought all those monsters in heels. Say what you want, I respect it. I don't think I ever had a real life gay role model. I didn't know anyone that was gay in real life. I think that's why I was so scared when I was growing up, because I had no gay influence. I had nobody to turn to, nobody to like learn from, to know like what's right and what's wrong. I just had gay is wrong shoved into my face all my life. So even if I did know any gay people in real life, I probably pretended I didn't like them. I probably pretended I was homophobic. As a child, I feel like that's what I know, that is definitely what I did as a defense mechanism. Imagine little gay Mike playing with Barbies. First time you ever saw an openly gay couple? Nah, not as a child. First time I ever saw an openly gay couple was when I started going to the bars way too young. So, I don't necessarily recommend that, but I would run off to New York City with people that weren't the best people. Like, if you're bringing a 14, 15-year-old to gay bars in New York City, you're not the best. But in those spaces were the first time I ever saw gay couples, and that was really inspiring to me, because in my real life I never saw that, or it was kept very far away from me, because I think it was very easy to tell that I was very easily influenced. So either I just didn't notice, or it was kept away from me very intensely. But when I started frequenting the gay bars or the gay lifestyle scene and being around those people, it was an eye-opener. That's when I really started to learn about gay history and gay culture. And seeing that that kind of love can actually exist was inspiring. I wish for me that it was in a safer environment. So to any parents out there who want to shield their kids from everything gay, at least you can control the environment in which they are exposed to it, because if they're gay, and they're